I'm going to start with my L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Matte Foundation in 110 Cream Cafe. If you've been following me on here, then you would know this is my favorite, but if you're new to my channel, this is my favorite foundation. I use this in every single video, just about. So this is great with oily skin. It dries really matte, and it just keeps the skin flawless and matte all day. But other than that, if you do not have that much, if you don't have that really oily skin, this would still be a perfect foundation for you. But for people with dry skin, I don't recommend this because this might really dry your face out and make it full coverage. So with this foundation, like I've mentioned before in the past, this is a very buildable foundation, and you can really make this as light coverage or as heavy coverage as you would like. Me, I go, like I said, I always go for like a really heavy beat, so I continue to load it on, so that's just me. And also another foundation that's great for oily skin, I know I've mentioned Black Radiance products before. If you ever try their foundations, I used to own one, but for some reason they don't sell my color anymore, or at least every time I go to buy it, they don't have it. But yeah, Black Radiance foundation, it looks like this. I know this isn't my color, but it looks like this. It's in this kind of tube. But this is an oil-free foundation, and I think it works absolutely amazing. It's like high def, and it has like awesome pigmentation, so it makes your face look illuminated and bright. And I really do love that foundation, but I don't have my color anymore, so I have to switch. And that one is also inexpensive. That one is actually cheaper than the one I'm actually using. That one's like $5, and then this one is like $6 or $7. I'm gonna go in with my LA Pro Girl concealer. This is a high definition concealer from LA Pro Girl. This is in pure beige. So I run it on the edges of my nose just to give that effect of a smaller nose. And then I just kind of take it under the eye. I know I have beauty marks up under my eyes. I don't really care for them to show, so that's why I kind of take concealer on under here. I'll go ahead and blend in my concealer with my beauty blender. Alright, so after 3 years of blending, you want to go ahead and set your concealer before it starts to crease. So what I'm going to use is my Airspun translucent powder and extra coverage. I'm just going to take my beauty blender and just kind of bake my face. A lot of you have asked, does this have like major flashback? You just have to really be careful the way you use it, because if you apply some and then you get rid of it, like when you wipe it off, and if you miss a spot, then that can show up, but you just have to be really careful. And like I've mentioned before in some of my other videos, if you take a flash picture once you're done, that'll help you make sure that you didn't miss any spots, or if you need to blend a little bit more. A flash picture can be your best friend when you're using translucent powder. Alright, so I am going to contour a little bit. Well, actually I'm going to bronze just in my Black Radiance bronzer in 8611 Marulla. So, I'm just going to bronze up the face. Just kind of put this on the outer areas of my face. Some people use bronzer as like a contour. You can, but when you contour, you might want to go like more like a cool shade. Bring it all the way around the edges of the face. See, I love using powders to contour and bronze. Creams, I don't think I've mastered creams yet. I'm still working. So now you want to just go ahead and dust off the translucent powder. Alright, so to actually get a nice crisp contour, I'm going to take my Anastasia contour kit. I'm going to take this dark shade right here, and I'm going to use a little bit of this one right here on my nose area. So actually taking that darker shade now, I'm going to take a little bit to my cheekbone area. I'm just going to use that same brush that I bronzed with. Just gonna take the smallest amount possible. I would use my NARS Eater brush, but I don't want it to be too harsh on the cheeks. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of that powder and just really push that brush into the hollow of my cheek, especially the back area here. So what I'm gonna do is do my brows off camera, but I will show you guys what I'm using currently for my brows. I'm using the Milani eyebrow gel. And this is in number 5, dark brown. And I got a new pack because the other one I was talking about was drying out on me. On my Snapchat, I was talking about in comparison to the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Promade. It is, I say for me, if you want an inexpensive eyebrow gel that works, well, that can work just as well as the Anastasia one, this one here, the Milani, works, in my opinion, I think works just as well. Rose Deodorant number 2 from Milani. Just gonna use a light hint of that on my cheeks. I honestly really don't like blush, but. So I'm gonna add my highlighter last. So this is what you guys have all been waiting for. This is how I apply false lashes. So I'm gonna zoom you guys in and we're gonna get right into it. Before we get started, I'm gonna show you what lashes I'm using. I'm using the Salon Perfect Lashes in 615. So what you want to start off with is some glue of your choice. I'm using the Duo Lash Glue in the dark tone, and either a pair of tweezers or actual eyelash applicators. It's best that you let the glue get a little tacky. Tacky meaning kind of dry. If you touch it, it'll kind of string. It'll make that string when you pull away from it. I use tweezers just because they're a little bit more precise, so we can make sure we get it close to the lash line. I like to give it a nice quick blow. I do not like to add mascara before I do my eyelashes. I like to do it afterwards. So, and you want to come onto the eye with the eyelash kind of going upward because you don't want them sticking down like this. So I'm gonna come onto the eye kind of upward, looking down. Make sure you don't do that. And just try to place it as close to the lash line as you possibly can. So from there, from the end to the inner corner, you just want to make sure that the eyelash is very close to the lash line. And with the glue being a little tacky, it's perfect because when you place it, it's still not all the way dry where you can't pull it off, but it's still a little bit wet where you can pull it off and you can still place it without it moving. So from here, what I'm doing is just making sure from the inner corner, because most of the time the inner corner is a little bit harder to make stay for some reason. That's why some people will chop off the inner corner, but I don't. And what I like to do as I push, I kind of squinch my eyes just so my eyelids just kind of fold over top of there, just so the lash band will kind of hide under the under my lid. And I'm gonna kind of pinch them. By pinching them, I'm kind of rolling my skin over that lash band again, just to kind of hide my eyelash band, just so it looks a little bit more natural and like my own lash. So from here, you want to add your favorite mascara. So I'm going to use the Supersizer mascara, and this is just to make them darker and just help them blend a lot better with your own lashes. You don't want to cake it on because you already have lashes, so you want to cake on the mascara. I'm just basically focusing the mascara on my real lashes where they didn't get any attention. Just kind of wiggle it on there a little bit. Back lash, so sometimes I kind of just dab a little bit of mascara on the tips of the lash just to really make them flip up. Here in the inner corner, I'm just gonna add a good amount of mascara just to kind of finish off the eye, just so it won't look like the lashes stopped. And now to finish off the makeup look, we're gonna add some highlight and our lip color. So I'm gonna highlight with my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Champagne Pop.